Hey everyone, it's Millie.
It's Gabby.
And welcome back to another week of Change by Degrees. And we're doing a pause in our usual scheduling because we had to release this episode this week. Because last night, I watched the worst movie of my entire life. Gabby said she might have watched worse than
Well, I
this.
think they're equal with a lot of other really bad movies I've seen. Like, I don't think... Sometimes when you have a bad movie, it's just... And it's so bad... They end up, all those bad movies you see end up just kind of on an even playing field.
It's like
it's
the worst.
Just, these are the worst, and then these are the kind of okay, and these are the good, like, you know, so.
I feel extra blessed that I have not watched a movie that bad in all my life. Or I've just deleted it from my memory. But
I watch a lot of movies, so you're gonna get, like this past week I watched a lot of movies, but they were all really, really good.
I know,
so.
which is...
Even the movie that I watched that was like okay was still like 10 billion times better than what we watched. I mean, it was a horror film, but still.
I'm screaming. What we watched is Cinderella.
It's just called Cinderella, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
The Prime. It's Amazon's.
Yeah.
Amazon's.
That came out like a month or so ago.
Yeah. But it's okay because people are still talking about it. Now, let me just say, I saw a lot of people talking about it. And all the things they said, it's not that they weren't valid, but I'm like, but did you get to the crux of the issue?
I see what I saw on Twitter is people, before the movie even came out, were like, this is a piece of crap. It looks like a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Because they released the trailer, and then they released Amazon released like a 2-minute clip of like one of the songs, and everyone was like,
wait, no.
What is happening?
No.
So, I mean, I would love to say that that's what colored my expectation for this movie. But if I had never seen that in all the commentary on Twitter, I still would have thought it's a bad movie because it is a bad movie.
Oh, true. I guess you could say that. But no. You just can't. And the thing is, let's ask a few questions. Did we need another Cinderella movie? Mm-mm. We have so many good ones.
No, we do not need...
I really want to ask...
We should have counted how many Cinderella movies there are from our generation.
Yeah, I can count at least 3. I mean, you obviously have the classic.
That's from the 50s or 60s or something. But okay, yeah.
I told you last night, Ever After.
Ever After is a good one.
Which is like, I love Ever After.
Ever After is very good. It's very good.
It's such a classic. And it's not, you can be corny, you can be cheesy, but still be good. This movie did not do that. There's Enchanted.
Okay, listen. Enchanted was very good.
And that's the thing, it's not...
Didn't it come out like 2009 or something?
Yeah, with Amy Adams.
Yeah. So funny.
It's so good. And did you watch any others?
There was the one with Hilary Duff, which was... I don't remember what it was called.
What was it called?
You know what I'm talking about. The one with Hilary Duff. I don't know if it was Disney Channel original, but it would come on Disney Channel a lot. And I really liked that one. And I don't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's just Cinderella or I don't know what it is. But like the photo on the front I thought was like so cool because she's wearing like a ball gown but has Converse on. And I was like, she's so cool. And then the one with Selena Gomez.
Whoa, I didn't watch that one.
There's one with Selena Gomez that came out around the same time.
I have my doubts about that, but
it was kind of okay. She was like a dancer.
Oh, okay.
And once again, I don't remember her name.
But you see, at least that has a unique take on it.
Yeah, she was like a hip hop dancer,
right.
And so when she goes to like the quote unquote ball, they like have like a hip hop dance off. I don't really know what happens. To be honest, I don't remember, but I do remember it was one with Selena Gomez, and then I guess you could kind of count Ella Enchanted, although it has a Cinderella theme.
Right. I would still count that.
With the stepmother and the evil stepsisters, but it's not exactly overtly Cinderella where she has talking mice and everything, but same kind of theme. Ella Enchanted. I just tweeted about this the other day because someone was talking about Anne Hathaway. I fell in love with Anne Hathaway. And I still have not fallen out of love with Anne Hathaway.
I'm screaming.
From Ella Enchanted, which came out in 2004.
She also has so many good movies.
Yeah.
No. I love... you had also tweeted about another movie with Anne Hathaway.
Did I?
I love it.
Was it Devil Wears Prada?
No,
I don't remember.
There's another one. It's so good.
Did it come out? Was it like really early in her career, or was it like a later?
Really early. When she was like a teenager.
Well, probably because I was talking about Julie Andrews too. Princess Diaries.
Yes, one, Princess Diaries.
I'm also in love with Julie Andrews.
Princess Diaries.
Yes.
Such a classic.
So good.
Such a classic. Wow, Anne Hathaway. I should just go on like a little...
Hey, Anne Hathaway. We love you.
We love you. But this movie, we don't. And what I want to ask the director, any producer, anybody who was involved in this, what was your goal?
First of all, if you're going to make a Cinderella, like you said, if you're going to make a Cinderella remake, it better be really good because we have so many Cinderella movies.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. It better be like banging. It was not banging. It was really bad.
It's disappointing. But I really want to just ask like, what was your point? Because for the viewer, like, if you like watching Cinderella remakes, that would not be good for you. You wouldn't like that. If you like watching musicals, you would hate it. It was so bad. If you like watching comedies, I think it attempted to be. I couldn't tell if it was a gag, a joke, or if they were trying to really be convincing.
It was like in their portrayal of it was corny, really not in a good way.
Like, was it a kids movie? But it wasn't. I know it wasn't a kids movie.
It was so corny. Every joke fell flat, dude. It was so cringe. It was so cringe.
At some points, I think I chuckled twice to not cry. I was just like so disappointed that I'm just like, let me give.
Like the characters
like
were like
chuckle.
So like just cringe.
Well, I'm like, did
so
you want
bad.
your characters to be like 2-dimensional and flat? Is that what you were going for?
Oh, seems like it.
It's like, that also they ruined, if they're gonna go for a Cinderella remake, they ruined all the characters for me. The most annoying portrayal of those mice.
Yes, because you have James Corden. I knew it was James Corden. I knew it. I recognized his voice, and I was like, this guy is in every musical, which is already annoying to me. But
yeah, but all they did was screech.
Yep.
They weren't even funny.
No, they weren't funny.
They're not
Nothing was
likable.
funny. Nothing was funny.
Well, I know
and they tried to make like instead of like having like a joke thrown in here and there and having a normal conversation, every line back and forth between characters was like supposed to be a joke. And I was like, this is not even a real conversation at this point. Like, it's not funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, were they going for something realistic, or if it's over the top, then they succeeded, but not in a good way.
I don't know what was happening.
Like,
we couldn't even get through the first 2 minutes, dude, before we were like, what is happening? Oh, I have a list of all the songs that they ruined.
They paid so much money to make something that I know isn't making them nearly as much money as they spent on it.
I don't know how they got the rights to this song.
Right.
I mean, I know it's Amazon, but like, and Amazon owns like so much. But like,
I'm like, you would willingly throw away that amount of money just to make a good movie. I get that, but to make this,
it was so okay. So let me just list off the songs, and if I miss any, it's probably because I wasn't paying attention. But these are the ones that okay. So song I titled this note "Songs Ruined" by Cinderella.
Yes.
Okay, Rhythm Nation. They start Janet Jackson. Rhythm Nation is like such a good song, and I heard the beat and I was like, they're gonna do freaking Rhythm Nation.
Right off the bat.
So Rhythm Nation, Janet Jackson ruined it. Somebody to Love, Queen, ruined that. Which was in Ella Enchanted, and I loved it. Like, it was so good.
I don't know what the producers were doing.
Material Girl, Madonna.
Which
So that was bad too. Okay, I do not know the artist of this song. I just put the Am I Wrong song.
Oh yeah,
Except
Nico DeVin, something like that.
I don't know who it is, but that one, Am I Wrong? That one. But they did do the ooh, yeah, 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 ooh, which I appreciated. That was the best part of the movie. Because Millie didn't. We listened to the song 2 weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, the part when they go like, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And Millie's like, what are you saying? And
all I know was the like little
yeah,
like,
but you heard it though,
and you were like the oh yeah, yeah, yeah part, and I was like, what are you talking about?
So the movie,
they added that.
They did that.
That was the only.
That was the best part of the movie. I appreciated that they put that in, because I was gonna get upset if they didn't.
At least you have one good thing.
That was the good thing. That was the good thing for me.
No, we also liked Billy Porter turning into a butterfly.
Okay, Billy Porter, but it wasn't even him. It was effects. Yeah, but I thought that was pretty like, doom, and he flew away. I thought he was gonna come back. He never did.
No,
he was literally in the movie for about 4 minutes.
They probably paid him well for that.
They probably did. I like Billy Porter sometimes, but I don't know what I expect. Also, anyway, so many plot holes. It's fine. Doesn't matter because it's Cinderella. So Cinderella always has plot holes, because you're like, why is there a random fairy godmother? Don't know. Why is he or she interested in Cinderella? Don't know. But just cause. So fairy tales have plot holes. So you just have to accept it. But okay, so the Am I Wrong, except for the ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Shining Star by Earth, Wind and Fire. What a Man by Salt and Pepper. Yes.
Disrespectful.
I literally, these two songs, I was like, okay. Yeah, What a Man. And then Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes.
Oh my God.
And then Perfect by Ed Sheeran. So by that point, I had kind of stopped keeping track. I know. The end song was Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah. Which,
whatever it was.
I'm just like, also, who picked, like, have a theme? Even if you're going to pick songs that come from every which genre, then at least produce them in a similar manner so there's some continuity. You know what I mean? That's like,
this is what I think. This is what I think the movie was.
So they picked that for the end.
Exactly.
And it was really cringy.
Exactly.
So
they picked it for Camilla.
I know.
Which is fine. She deserves to have. Well, she deserves a lot after this movie because she needs to.
Princess.
No, she wasn't. But
so
no, it's not like they didn't make that clear. Like, If they had said like,
or a character.
right, if the character was, anyway, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter at this point. Logic is out the window at this point. But like,
yeah, because of all the
about how they did this. But in my mind, after I finished, I was like, you know what this is trying to be? This is like the bad black sheep love child of Bridgerton and Hamilton.
Oh, don't do that.
Because Bridgerton used music, right? That was modern.
It was so much better.
What I'm saying, Hamilton obviously takes an old-timey time plot, founding fathers, and turns it into a musical. So I think this what they're trying to get on the bandwagon that people are really into right now. And what really sold me on the Hamilton thing is that the town crier guy would rap the like town announcements.
Yes, I know.
Or town announcements, whatever, you know what I mean?
The news.
So I was like, this is like that town crier guy in Hamilton that would come out every once in a while and like say news and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I see what they're trying to do.
So poorly, and that's my point.
Yeah,
people have gotten so many good, whether they like Hamilton, remakes of classic Disney movies, and we love this, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
it was a great remake.
So good.
It was so good. I mean, they already had music to go off of, which helps.
Yes,
good music.
You don't have to really redo anything, but
like
Cinderella, but you could have thrown in like a classic. So This Is Love.
Yeah.
Like they could have put that in at some point, or at least like an overture of it. But they didn't. They didn't try to.
I'm like,
connect
at
it.
least if people are going there to watch Cinderella because they like Cinderella, at least give them some.
Yeah, but it's not Disney Cinderella; it's Amazon. So I wonder if they couldn't. I'm sure Disney wouldn't give them the rights to that.
They spent so much money.
Yeah, but Disney's a different entity than like Janet
Disney's
Jackson,
like, I'm gonna
like or Madonna.
I mean, you're right, but it's just. It's not Beauty and the Beast remake level.
No, it was. Well, that's what I'm like. Is it trying to be a remake or is it trying to be its own thing and just use the name Cinderella? I don't know, but like it was just not good. It was very bad. It was a very poor execution of whatever they were trying to do. And I do have to admit something. So in the last like 30 minutes, that's why I turned on subtitles. I turned it on mute and I started watching Harry Potter on my TV. And then I dipped back in.
I feel that.
I dipped back in when they were
I felt the energy
doing Jennifer Lopez at the end.
I tried. Here's the thing. I told Gabby I really wanted to find one.
So I missed the last 30 minutes, but
you didn't miss anything. It got really cringy.
I didn't think I did.
It got super cringy towards the end. But I was really trying to look for something that wasn't bad, that I could give. That wasn't from
that's the best thing.
Yours. Yep. But like even the main couple.
Dude, he sucked. What's his name? I don't know. The prince. I don't know. He sucked, dude.
He's like, also he looks like a child. So does Camilla, but I'm just like,
you're just like, they were both so unlikable. I like
his parents more than the main couple.
Wasn't that Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Which,
and all he would
once
do is
again, scream.
Actually, that gave me a little bit of a chuckle because it just came out of nowhere. I don't know who gave him the approval to just yell out of nowhere. But at that point, the parents are more believable than the main couple.
Yeah, I don't know about like any of them, but I will say I didn't.
They're both bad, but
yeah,
it made me. Also,
there was just no character in this that I was like, oh my god, I like them. They're funny. I just thought everybody was like really super cringe. Like I'm telling you, like Rhythm Nation at the beginning when they were not introducing all the characters, but like going through the town and blah blah was like so cringe. Like I was really like, dude, like this looks like a YouTube parody of Cinderella.
I was gonna say that it looks like a YouTube production, which is not something you want to have on your
like
name.
When people used to make parodies, like people that used to be really popular when I was in high school.
It seemed like a parody.
And the lip syncing was really bad too.
Enough. What?
The lip syncing was really bad.
That's what you get though when you have actors who don't do musicals.
Yeah, but it was really bad. Like you have other, like okay, for example, I just went and saw Dear Evan Hansen on Friday, which that movie is a whole other thing. But it was fine. But
I wouldn't watch it.
It was good. Like it was good. I've seen the stage production, and obviously it's made for stage.
Right.
So in a movie. It doesn't fall flat, but I was like, you have all the movie magic you could, and you did pretty much the same thing as you did on stage. Mm-hmm. Like it's not very impressive. Anyway, but the lip syncing that was so much better. And these people don't have musical. Oh well, Ben Platt obviously has a musical background. Yes. The other actors don't. So
that was a goal. I guess for this, the goal was like, I don't know, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I mean, like Camilla's done music videos, and she sucked.
Well, it's a different style. Like. The theme song. Here's
Oh,
another
I forgot.
example.
I couldn't even sing that to you. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
So much better.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like, I mean, it's like fairy tale-ish, lackadaisical, but the music is better.
Mm-hmm.
At least that kept it together.
Yeah, the music was good.
I understand movies who are brought together just because you have all these famous actors.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, Zendaya doesn't have a musical background, and she did fine on Greatest Showman. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so you don't have a musical background. It's a different genre. Okay, well, everybody else in every single other musical movie does fine. And then all of a sudden, like, name a musical movie, I'd be like, yeah, they did fine. Chicago, fine. Dear Evan Hansen, fine. Les Miserables, they didn't even lip sync. They sang live, so whatever. Cats was a nightmare, but they were able to lip sync.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that makes Cats better. I didn't watch Cats. I don't think I could get through that. It looked creepy.
Jennifer Hudson singing Memory was the only good part of that film. Everything else, and I can't even say the good part because I can't look at her while she does it. I have to listen because everybody just looked horrendous. I mean, Cats is already kind of a horrible musical to begin with, but anyway, we're getting on a tangent. Anyway, what I'm saying is name a movie musical, and I'll tell you they did fine lip syncing. So I don't understand why these people just couldn't wrap their minds around it. Like I said,
maybe they didn't care. Maybe in a year, the writers will come out and be like, yeah, that was a joke. Did you like that?
I hope
they do.
So.
They should do that because if it, like, even for a parody, then you should have gone the extra mile. It was like broaching the line.
It was just, I just couldn't, I was like, what is going on? But no, because it wasn't, because then they had some serious moments.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
When Idina Menzel, once again, I really like Idina. I don't hate any of these people. It's just them in this movie was, like, I love Idina, but I'm just like, sis, what's happening?
That wasn't a serious, like, in the midst of all the, like, literal crap that is the story, then she's, like, having a heart-to-heart with her stepdaughter or whatever, I don't know, adopted child, and she's like, I wanted to be a pianist, but my husband.
But they tried to make it a serious moment. That's what I'm saying.
Wow, that was a failure.
Yeah, the whole movie was a failure. But, like, it wasn't like they were throwing jokes back and forth. They were trying to do, like, that's what I said. I was like, are they trying to make her a sympathetic character right now? Because I'm, like, not into it. And then that was another thing that I was like, this is so, like, they were trying so hard to make, like, it's just so funny to me. And, like, I get it. Every movie has an agenda, but, like, they were trying so hard to make Camilla's character, Cinderella, so feminist. But it was so overt. It was so like, she was so overtly feminist in everything she said.
Well, that's also because her environment was so overly misogynistic.
Yeah, it was so cringe. I was like, you can at least try to be a little bit subtle, dude. Like, every single turn, there was somebody like, you can't sell a dress because you're a woman. And she was like, what? Yeah, I can. It's easy. Women give birth. I can sell a dress. And I'm like, this is so overt and unattractive. I'm all for feminism, but that was just so bad, which makes it even more painful because I'm like, I can't get behind this. I cannot get behind this narrative.
Also, that's what I'm saying. If that was your agenda, and then, oh, dude, the people's princess.
Well, that's what they call. That's what I said. I was like, is she supposed to be like Diana? Because they called Diana the people's princess, and this chick had short blonde hair. And
I'm screaming. I was notice, like, dude, that's like so cringy.
And then they were like, your sister, the princess sister, the people's princess. And I was like, are they trying to make her like Diana right now? Because
I don't get that either. But the thing about it is that they would be having a conversation, and then at the end of the scene, she would like throw in like 2 sentences about how she wants to like
they'd have some
poverty.
They'd have some argument. She'd be like, is this a good time to like talk about the structural poverty in our? And I was like, dude, this is it's so like, it's not subtle. It's not a good narrative. It screams in your face and like shoves it down your throat so hard that you're just like gagging to get it back up. So that's my review. Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, dude, Gabby Sanford, boom.
They really hold you down and like said, shove that sandwich down your throat.
Like, and you liked it, right?
And you're like,
no, wait, actually, I don't think I did. I don't think I did. And it's just, and even if you want a love story, like, it's so cringy. Any good thing about Cinderella that they could have kept, they went out the window.
Which is fine if you make it better, but they didn't make it better.
Like, even the relationship, she was like, I pick myself over this relationship. And I'm like, I'm so glad because you met this man a day ago, number one.
Like, that's kind of common sense.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything extraordinary there.
You're not, but okay. We'll give you an applause. And then they end up, at the end, this is when you're tuned off. And
oh, yeah, dude. I was watching Harry Potter. I'm so sorry.
But the dad the prince's dad is like, you can pick what you want, so he chooses not to be a prince, and that's why the people's princess will now be queen or succeed the king. And they're gonna go travel, which good, and they're not even like gonna get married. They're like, we're just in love. And I'm like, you know what? Okay. At that point, I don't even know what they're trying to like do.
Like, don't get to like don't be married too fast, because in case you travel the world with this person and realize that you hate them.
Is that what they were trying to do?
I don't know. I don't remember that part.
No, you were watching Harry Potter.
I didn't watch that part.
You watched Harry
Not
Potter.
remember it. I just didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it.
I put the subtitles on and would glance at it occasionally.
But that's really funny to me. But and then they do this ending scene that lasted forever.
See, I tuned back in when they started doing Jennifer Lopez, whatever, and I thought it was going to be over, and then it just kept going.
I skipped every song, almost every song. I'd be like, I can't do this, Gabby. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I didn't even think I was going to be able to finish it. I really told Millie like 5 minutes in, I was like, dude, I don't know if I can watch this whole thing. And I kind of didn't watch the whole thing, but
no, it's okay. We did it. We did it for you guys so that you don't have to watch it. Because I thought there would be some redeemable quality, because there's been so many good movies and you have great examples about how to do it well. I
don't know what they were doing.
So I just thought,
it was
and I
corny,
thought by the end,
it was cheesy.
I would finish it and be like, oh, I understand what they were trying to do. Even if I don't like a movie, I try to understand it. And
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can hate a movie
and still be
and
like,
just
okay,
be like, yeah, but you know
there.
what? Subjectively, I hate it, but objectively, it's good.
Right.
I just don't like it because it's not my genre, or I didn't like the actor who played the main person, or whatever it is. Right. But you can hate a movie and still it can be a good movie. But this is like, I hate this movie and it's bad. So,
which is just
because like I don't like a lot of movies, but that doesn't mean they're bad.
Like, the comment that I read the most about this movie is the last thing I was even thinking of. I mean, the music's bad, but they were like, they did Camilla so dirty, and I'm like, Camilla sounds like Camilla. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not even
by putting her in a crap movie. Maybe, I don't know.
No. But like the production of the vocals.
Oh,
that it wasn't. But I'm like, that's the last thing I noticed.
She sounds like pop.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Which is what she sounds like
outside
of the movie. So I didn't notice that. At least I'll give her that. People were really dragging her online.
Well, she's not a bad singer.
Yeah, she wasn't a bad singer. I didn't think the vocals were horrible. They just really didn't fit. Like, even what's the Ed Sheeran song?
Perfect. The one they sing when they're
that they're like, and also the dancing is so cringy. Like, if they bopped their heads one more time, I was banging my head against the wall.
The dancing was pretty bad too.
It was also just I couldn't even begin. But they do this dance with Perfect or whatever the song's called. And the vocals, they don't sound bad. It just doesn't match. It's just like, it's not good. It's not that the vocals sound bad. It's just, it's not good. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, I mean, it's just, the whole production was bad. So when you have, even if you have good vocals, it's like, doesn't matter. It's bad. It's like, it doesn't matter at this point.
Dude, the opening, there was one chick in the opening ballroom scene. What was that song that they were doing? It wasn't Somebody to Love. Was it Somebody to Love? And all the ladies were
well, they did Somebody to Love, and then they did What a Man.
Oh,
and
What a
then
Man. Yeah.
What a Man, what a man.
Yeah. Which is just that too.
I was like, they really pulled this song out and said, we're going to do it. Which is fine, Amazon, but you didn't do it well.
Maybe what we've learned is that Amazon shouldn't do.
I don't know what they were thinking with this movie. Like,
I'm very
interested.
Maybe it was too much. Although there have been remakes that then they turn into musicals and it works, but maybe it was too much for Amazon, having to do a remake, have an agenda that didn't work out, and do it as a musical and add comedy. Maybe it was just too much for them.
The comedy was probably the worst. And then I said the other thing that was really annoying to me, and you can do this, but you can do it more subtle than they did, but well, there's two things that really bother me about movies or TV shows, is when we get tons of exposition through two characters having a conversation that already know said exposition. What I mean is this, like, Cinderella's talking to her stepmom or whatever, and they give the audience all this information solely for the purpose of giving the audience information and background, which is fine. But they're two characters having the discussion that already know this background, so why are they talking about it? Like, I'm your stepmother, and I took care of you when your dad died. And Cinderella's like, yes, I know. And now you think that I have to be married. And she's like, yes, I do. And I'm like, dude, this is so, why are you discussing? You already know all this.
Yeah.
You're just saying it solely for the purpose. It would make more sense
also,
if she had that discussion with like the prince. Oh, well, my stepmother, like providing exposition in a way that makes sense. I'm like, you're like, that's annoying to me.
And also it's Cinderella. Do you really need to?
Yeah, we kind of already know.
You know that, especially with how they're setting it up.
Yeah.
Dude, those sisters were so annoying.
They were.
That scene in the house. Oh, and the creepy child molester guy.
Oh, yeah.
I also don't know what
I don't know what they're trying to
function he was
accomplish
trying
with
to
that.
do with that. I mean, did you get it?
I don't know what they're doing.
I saw his face all of 2 times, and he was like, "What was the line that I absolutely hated?" Like
Something like he like stared at them for a really long time and was
that
like,
mental image will nourish me throughout the day. I'm like,
this
what?
is weird,
what
creepy rapist man.
is that even? That's not comedy. So what was it?
I don't know what that was.
What was it?
I don't know. They just,
like there's so many
I'll
little
tell you what it
things.
was. That guy, I don't know who the actor is. God bless him. But he probably had like his dad working on set, and the dad was like, you need to give my son a job, give him a part. And the people were like, okay. And so they gave him that role.
Because I really don't.
So there's that. Yeah, he was annoying. He was weird, but he was only in like 2 scenes. And then
did you tune out when they had gotten into the ball and the mice were outside on the little carriage?
So I stopped
and then they
watching at like when her ball gown changed back to regular clothes.
Well, I don't know if you were paying enough attention.
That's when I turned subtitles
but
on.
the mice then are discovering like their human body parts, and I'm like, is that really?
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
He's like, oh, I went to go pee. Oh my gosh, humans have it so good,
it's
or
like
something
not
like
funny.
that. And I was like, you ruined the mice.
It's also
I
just
love
not.
Gus
It's just not funny at all.
I don't. It also wasn't.
Like, it was just like it wasn't even like
like you
offensive.
Could, you could
I was
say
just
that on
like,
Saturday Night Live,
this isn't
but
funny. Like this is not. It's just not funny. Yeah, that and the mice weren't funny.
They would screech.
When they were like actually mice, but when they were human, I expected maybe they would be a little bit funnier, but they weren't. They weren't funny at all.
Drag them.
And like this chick is supposed to be like a fashion designer, and like her dress sucked.
Oh, okay. You didn't take it
like
there.
the ball gown, I was like, you always
wasn't
wait
even
to
her
see Cinderella's
ball
like
gown.
ball gown.
It was the fairy godmother.
Well, yeah, but that happened in Cinderella where the fairy godmother creates a ball gown for her. And so, but in this one, she took,
I'm like,
the fairy godmother took the design from her room and then made it into a ball gown, which is fine. That's a good. I think that was nice. But the gown was just underwhelming, so it looked weird.
Yeah, because it had like the sleeves, and it wasn't.
Then it had the weird bustle thing in the back with the. I don't know what was happening with it. It was a hot mess. And I was like, Billy Porter, I'm gonna need you to do better than that. But it's okay.
Yeah, he's responsible.
He's responsible for it. Not the lady who did costuming for this movie. It's Billy Porter's responsibility as the fairy godmother to do this correctly.
I know, you could have hired great people. I'm like, especially this will be the last thing. I'm so sorry. I really don't understand what happened with this film. But the people who were involved in this production wasn't somebody behind the scenes or even an actor or actress been like, you know what? I don't think this is good, guys.
I mean, the actor or actress doesn't have a say. They just come, they do their part, they leave. They're not going to go to the director and be like, hey,
they've been part of some, maybe not Camilla, but the others have been part of like much better productions. Wouldn't you have been like, did you read the script? That would have been a question. Before you accepted this, did you read the script?
Yeah, because they send the script to the people, and then usually well, that's not my problem. But like, you send the script to an actor or actress, they read it and they say, yeah, I'll do it. And once again, also seeing it on a page versus doing it in person are also 2 completely different things. It might read really well, no pun intended, on the page, and then when you get to actually talking back and forth dialogue, it's like, oh, this is not landing.
Then you adjust. There was like no adjustment.
I'm sure that, here's the thing, it hardly ever is the original script that they send to the actor or actress the exact wording that comes out on the TV.
It seems like they didn't do any ad libs. Let me tell you that.
I would love to see if the script is online so that I could compare, because I guarantee it might not be huge changes. It's not going to be a whole scene rewrite, but it's going to be lines that are slightly different. Just naturally, because actors and actresses might change a word here or there because they don't remember or because they feel like it or whatever, but it's never word for word. The director in a scene says, wait, pause, actually, let's flip like that. Let's adjust that. So like, it's not, I guarantee.
It seemed like just cut and paste dry from beginning to end. Even Cinderella, that is the weakest, I'm so sorry, Camilla, but the weakest interpretation of Cinderella I've ever seen.
Which is sad because they tried to make her like an ultra like feminist dude.
And
it just didn't.
this is the
Which I would
weakest-
be behind. You want to be a feminist,
weakest-
dude? Go ahead. But
That's
that
the
was
weakest
just really
Cinderella
bad.
I've ever seen.
I
Like the king walking out and she's like hanging out on the little
that
statue
was
thing,
cringe.
and she's just like, "Oh,
So cringe. They
I'm
tried to make
poor.
her.
I'm trying to get a good seat, but I'm poor." So
They tried to make her so like relatable, and it was disgusting. Because it was just once again shoved down your throat. But like, and they tried to make her like a cool chick who also like likes making dresses, but isn't gonna like just marry anybody because she's got dreams. And I was like, this is gross. But yeah. So I don't really know. Also, dude. The other thing that really bothered me about just narratively, besides the exposition being thrown around in every conversation.
that she be talking to herself.
Yeah, dude, I was like, you are really, like, you don't have to have a monologue every time you're alone.
Ah, but she did.
But she did to, like, tell the audience how she was feeling. I'm like, if you were a good actress, you wouldn't have to
You could just
do that. You could
but
just
she's not
be.
an actress. It's like when you pick somebody for the main
Yeah.
ones because they're famous, but they don't act.
Yeah, but I'm
so-
sure the script was written before they even chose Camilla. So whoever wrote the script
Oh, you're right, because it didn't.
put that in there. And then,
Well, I mean,
and she's like,
they really tried to
literally,
make like the klutz type
yeah.
thing. Which,
But she was like monologuing like every time she was by herself. And I was like, dude, you're really like tapping on that fourth wall right there. Because who
No,
are you
she
talking
bust-
to?
busting
Who
through,
are you
dude.
talking to, dude?
to herself. Okay, I believe that.
Every time she's alone?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
often
yeah,
do you
yeah,
do
yeah,
that?
Yeah, all the time, dude. I'm insane.
She would be
apparently.
like alone, like no one's around for like a 30-mile radius. And she'd be like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know. I just really want to make dresses, but you know, the prince. And I'm like, dude, who are you talking to? Who's in the room right now? No one's in the room. Who are you? What is happening? Like, also, we already know all this information because we just saw it happen. So why are you again talking about it?
We're doing a recap. Maybe it is.
She's
kids' movie.
recapping it.
She's recapping it for everybody. I appreciate
Even
that.
kids' movies don't do that. Dude, I love kids. I just said I love kids'
I know.
movies.
So, and I asked her, I'm like, is this a kids movie
I don't
that
know.
we're
I have
watching?
no
And I
clue.
don't. I still don't know.
It's
I
probably
couldn't
like
tell you
a
what movie
family
it is.
movie. It's probably categorized as like family because it's rated. It
Well,
can't
there's
be.
nothing for the adults.
No, yeah. I'm like, dude, I
There's
would go
nothing
see.
for your kids. Honestly, there's nothing for anybody.
I'll go see a kids movie that's rated G as G can be, and I still find it so hilarious. Kids movies are great. Disney and Pixar, they do amazing kids movies. I love kids
maybe
movies.
Amazon should just don't do originals. Do originals.
I guess.
Who approved this?
Yeah, it really came out the cut.
Who watched it and said like, actually, we'll release that. If I was in that room, I'd be like, for your own benefit, do not release this.
Well, it's too late by that point. Everybody already knows about it. We're gonna be like, oh, so bad we just didn't release it. Yeah, plus all the money that they would lose.
But they're still gonna lose money because I bet you this hasn't done well. Other than all the bad press
it probably
you get
like
from it.
it probably like matched their budget. Maybe they made more than they spent. I don't know, but like,
There's no
I don't think the box
way.
office returned much.
There's
Considering it
no
also never went to theaters, but it's Amazon too, so like they're gonna get whatever money. But yeah, that was. Well, we really just dogged on this movie.
like I said, nobody take anything personally. But Gabby had her thing. My thing is that you want to make Camilla's situation believable. Sis's basement looks better than my house. She has
was
more
a nice
light
basement.
in her room than I do in like my third floor bedroom.
It was like
That's all I have to say. It's just really that for some reason really did bother me. So I'm like, you have Ever After. I believe Sis was struggling. But Camilla, she be looking clean, walking all around, has a nice spacious basement with all this light. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I don't have to get it. Maybe some people love this movie and they're like, this is the best Cinderella remake ever. And you know what? You can enjoy it. But it, for me, has been the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's definitely in
Maybe
my.
I'll add to that list. But
It's definitely in my cache of bad movies. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
I mean, we really just spent like half an hour dogging on that movie.
It's okay. I feel good about it. I
Had
just
to get it out.
it was just a poor film.
Don't try to bring it back. Right
was-
now. Don't try to bring it back. You
I'm not.
literally-
I'm
You said
just-
the only good thing was oh yeah, which wasn't even original. It was
No, it wasn't.
part of the
That was
song.
part of the song. But I'm just glad they did it. But yeah, everything
That
else was
decision.
bad.
Good decision.
Yep, that was a good decision that they did. They put the oh yeah oh,
And then Billy
like that.
Porter turns into a butterfly.
which wasn't even
And
him.
for me, the King Pierce Brosnan like just yelling for no reason. I didn't get that, but I'm like, if you did that ad lib, go off. 3 things. Okay, we redeemed ourselves. You have 3 things.
That's pretty good.
That's more than most bad movies.
Yeah, maybe.
For me, because you know more bad movies than I do. But wow.
Yeah, that was pretty. I just really felt like I was like, when I was watching it, it's like one of those things where I'm like, I need to first of all listen to all these songs from the original songs because I need to redeem that. And then I felt like I needed to watch like a good movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was so I was watching Harry Potter, but
just to,
because I was like, I need
your palate, dude,
like a good movie right now.
Which is
So that was, especially after coming off a week of watching like pretty much all good movies.
And then that. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It was really bad.
That was we took the hit for you guys. Really, really don't. You're not going to get anything off that.
We pretty much just told you everything that happened.
So you're welcome. We went through that pain for you.
It was a very colorful movie. It was very colorful, very vibrant, juicy colors.
Okay, I'll agree to that.
Yeah, it was very colorful, bright. Which, when you think of Cinderella, I think most people think of like a bright town. Bright clothing from the townspeople, maybe, especially if it's like more leaning on the fantasy aspect than the realistic aspect.
You're a genius, dude. I'm really thinking back on it, and you're so right. They really tried to take Bridgerton and Hamilton.
Oh yeah,
and make it have a baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Looking back now, I'm like, you're so right, because
weird.
In Bridgerton, I mean, you didn't watch it, but it's that very like tongue-in-cheek where you might talk to the camera or the characters are like being overly, but it's still believable because you have some real story behind it.
Yeah.
But wow. So if that's what they were trying to go for, I'm so sorry.
That's what I got out of it.
You didn't.
Because that's what's popular right now, to have like an old timey time thing, but with like modern cool music. Also, that was the other thing that really bothered me, is that they used like every slang term possible from the past like 10 years. They'd be like, I'm shook. And I was like, dude, wow. Or like Billy Porter said something like, I don't know what he said when he first turned her dress or whatever. And then he said something like, go on with your bad self, or he said something, or go on, girl. And I was like, dude, this is like,
it's really good.
I was like, this is like, and they had to use every single
like itch
slang term that's ever been. You know what I'm surprised at? I'm surprised they didn't do some TikTok dances. That's what I'm very surprised at.
See,
because I half expected
I'm like,
it.
Then I would have understood. I'm like, then I understand.
It would have been so bad.
It
like
been bad,
TikTok dances are already bad to begin with.
But I would have at least understood just 1% more, like something.
I'm kind of glad. I'm very glad they didn't do it, because I would have been like, and that's enough for me.
Dude, 2 minutes in, we both.
If they started doing TikTok dances to Rhythm Nation, I would have been like, I'm so sorry, I can't watch this. I can't.
They didn't do that. The dancing was bad, but they didn't do TikTok dances.
No, but that's the kind of like in your face, like we're trying to be cool kind of stuff that it was.
That was the vibe, yeah.
So I half expected them to put like a TikTok dance in there, but they didn't. But they did use a lot of slang that was like so
also dated. Like I said with Bridgerton, if you're really gonna try to copy a model after a show, then what did they do? It was still very believable, old time. Like it also looked cheap at moments to me, like the set. Although unless they were going for that, but then you have to make it intentional. But literally the only thing about Bridgerton that was modern, I guess, was the music that was instrumental.
Right.
They
weren't
words,
like shouting it.
Right. And it was orchestral. Like it matched the scene. It was really tasteful.
Yeah, a mad beat would come out of nowhere. Like it's not well, when I was in college, I took a class. The one film class for my English major that I took was Alfred Hitchcock, which was like fantastic. But we talked about diegetic versus non-diegetic music in his films. And so most of Alfred Hitchcock's, I won't say most, but a lot of them, to really get that, and this is a different genre because it's horror, but to get that horror element, he'll have only diegetic sounds, meaning it comes from within the movie. There's no music coming from God knows where. Whereas this movie used very non-diegetic sounds. Yes. All of a sudden, a funky pop beat comes out of nowhere. There's no band around, which is, once again, it's a musical, so that's fine. But but the way they did it was so level, bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So level. Even the scoring, like not even a song, the scoring was bad too. Which I'm like, I get that.
Yeah. That's
the musical. The song should be good. The scoring can be okay, but wow.
It also kind of with the now that I'm thinking of movie musical stuff, but like Hairspray used to be one of my favorite movie musicals. Me and my friend, that was like in middle school. That was like our favorite, dude. Hairspray. I know all the words to every single song in Hairspray. And the movie was so good. John Travolta as Tracy's mom, and it was so good. Like, you had Amanda Bynes, and she was a good Penny, and blah blah blah. But like, that movie was very colorful. Obviously, it has its own music. It doesn't use pop songs, but because it was like funky and it took place in Baltimore during the 60s, it had a lot of like funky beats and like blah blah blah. And it was very like, non-diegetic, but it made sense. Right. Whereas this didn't even make sense. I'm like, it didn't fit what, like, here's the other thing. Please choose a time period. Just choose a time period. Where are we? Are we in a fantasy land where there's no time period? I'm cool with that, because most fairy tales don't have a distinct time period, which is what makes it a fairy tale.
The world, though. If you're going to incorporate elements from other time periods or places, then it becomes really jarring.
Like Baltimore in the 60s for Hairspray, the music and the instrumentation that they use makes sense for 1960 Baltimore. This, if we're in fairy tale land, why are we, and everyone's wearing, and women are wearing dresses and men are very formal, why are we singing Ed Sheeran? If you want to be like Bridgerton and play like an overture of that song, fine.
Right.
You probably couldn't do that without Bridgerton being like, okay, you copied. But
I don't think so.
But like, I don't
know. Especially
but
if
like,
it's a different song.
Yeah, but it's the same concept. People would immediately be like, oh, this is like Bridgerton.
Well, already now that you said that, I'm like, oh wow, they really tried to do Bridgerton.
Yeah, but it would have been a lot more obvious though, and then Hamilton. Yeah, but like, I don't know. So I'm just like, this just didn't make nothing connected for me. Nothing meshed. It was all very disjointed. That's all. The more I talked about it, the more I had thoughts. But now I'm done.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. We got it all out, which is good, because I had thoughts like floating around in my brain, and now I'm like, yes, now at least I get what they tried to do. It failed, but at least I can say I figured it out.
I guess.
I'm pretty sure.
They tried to be cool. They're trying to be cool. That's
so Amazon, don't do that.
Don't do that again.
Okay? Don't do that again. Please don't watch this movie.
No.
You're gonna waste your time. Yeah. You can spend your time so much better than that. Me and Gabby did it for you. So that's
for like almost 2 hours.
Then also that's a long movie.
It was an hour and 45
and it had another half
minutes
hour to go.
Yeah, it was like an hour 45 minutes or something like that. But which, I mean, like, you know, most family movies are about that length, but it felt 3 hours long. It felt long,
especially since it's a musical.
Also, well, anytime musicals are already going to be long because they're singing and stuff. But it was
but also
long.
no one's going to like pull up that track on Spotify and be like, let me sing along to
instead
Cinderella
of let me listen. Let me not listen to
the originals.
Somebody to Love by Queen. I want to listen to Somebody to Love sang by these random people in Cinderella. That's what I want to listen to. No, not
that's
really.
What they were going for. No, like
no one's gonna pull up
the music, and the music was not that good.
I don't want to listen to Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. I want to listen to Rhythm Nation by the townspeople from Cinderella.
I'm so
said
sorry.
No one
I'm
ever.
So sorry. So like I said, I hope you had fun, that the cast had fun.
Sure they did.
You gave it a shot.
I hope they get other gigs. This is what no. Here's this reminds me of. Let me be honest right now. This is what it reminds me of. But we say that these people, once again, I have nothing against any of the actors or actresses in this film at all. In the same way that everyone made fun of, and I can't even fake, because like these movies kind of defined my generation for a very long time. But like in 2008, the first Twilight movie came out with, you know, we had Bella and Edward running around in the woods.
Don't do
we had Robert Pattinson, and we had what's her face, Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart now is playing Princess Diana in Spencer. I would have never 10 years ago. I would never have thought that chick.
Even not that I've ever watched the. I'm really exposing myself, but the Twilight movies, so I don't know. But I'm like, I guess it was a better movie than Cinderella. Like, there's nothing.
Oh yeah, well, Twilight is.
There's still no director that's gonna look at this movie and be like, I want that prince right there. I think he's perfect for this movie.
Yeah, but come on, Robert Pattinson in Twilight was a disaster, and he's in really big movies now too, and he's brilliant. He's such a good actor. I would never have thought that 10 or 12 years ago, this man running around in the woods talking about I'm a vampire, climbing trees with Bella, would be like in a movie that's as big as the movies he's in now. So like, you never know where these people are going to go in 10 years. Yeah, dude, like, are you kidding me? And Kristen Stewart playing Diana, like, you never know.
I'm gonna be so angry, because there's really,
you never know where these people are going to go.
That would be the only redeemable quality of this film.
Just because you're in a bad movie doesn't mean you're not going to get picked up 10 years later. or even 5 years later. Like, you never know. So these people.
So you're trying to give them some hope. Okay.
No, I think that's because once again, I have nothing against any of these actors or actresses. If you have a bad script, a bad producer, bad music, you can only do so much as an actor or actress. You can do your thing and go home, and you're pretty much at the whim of everybody else who's producing. So like, I don't think it's like, you know, everyone has like a bad career move. This was a bad career move, or it's a good career move because somebody saw it and said, you know what, this movie sucks, but I like that guy. I like his face. I want him for this. You never know. So maybe that's the note to end.
I like that note to end because that was a lot of dragging.
It was. I'm so sorry, but Amazon do better.
Amazon do better. You can do better. That's what made me angry.
Yeah, they have great original series and movies and stuff. But
so just stick to that. Never do this again.
Okay.
Don't watch this movie. And I'm sorry for the stop in the usual programming. We had another episode planned, but I said, no. We watch this. It has to be fresh because sometimes we don't do episodes so fresh as this.
Yeah, if we did
so we came off a little bit abrasively, but that's okay. We said what needed to be said. That chapter's closed forever. I'm never seeing that movie again.
We don't have to talk about it again.
We don't have to talk about it ever again. But now you know. You've been informed. That was your daily news for the day. You're welcome. We did our service, and we will see you next week with our usual programming.
Yep. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah, we're doing okay with posting. Okay,
we're doing all right. Yeah. We're doing all right. We're doing okay. Posted 2 things in the last 2 months. It's good. Yeah. We're doing really great.
And you'll want to catch next week's episode because it's at least a little better than this one.
I like how we're also like watching TV again for next week. Like maybe this is just us like reviewing TV now.
Books and oh
my god, tune in 2 weeks because we're gonna be talking about a book. I'm so excited.
And the true crime documentaries. Those are so fun.
Yes,
people love them.
Yeah, I know, but this is like this is gonna be like the third. Next week's gonna be like the third TV. We just watch TV and read books now.
People love it.
I know. I like it too. That's all I do with my life, so it's fine.
It should reflect that. And if you have something that you want us to talk about that you've watched or read or done whatever, then we'll do that too. Just let us know.
Sure, why not?
Honestly, at this point, anything's better than what we
I'll watch anything. I'll watch literally anything.
But yeah, tune in next week. It is TV. Well, but yeah, just tune in. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.